Hey guys, this is Light, and welcome to my guide on the Aria carry draft. This unit is really strong right now because she's really tanky, she's really debuff resistant, and she has one-shot capabilities when you pair her with Nurse Yuha. So yeah, really trendy draft, and this is going to be the same format as all my other guides where I go through the draft as first pick, second pick, and then we're gonna go through some actual draft examples of very common, very common drafts like you'll fight on the ladder and how to deal with them. So yeah, let's get into it. So for the pre-bans, it is preference. So yeah, we're on the first pick. So it is preference. Although I feel like you should always ban skills and you can either ban any of these three. It kind of depends how you want to play. I know people will ban RNL because they don't want to, like break their builds to deal with her, which is very understandable. Personally, I leave RNL open because I built everything 200 ER and I like to take the gamble. But if you're a normal person, you're probably gonna ban Scales and RNL, or you can ban Scales Nodos, or you can ban Scales Arunka. It is entirely up to you. But you might not want to ban Arunka because this draft is really good with Arunka. And you cannot fight Arunka with this draft either. So it is up to you. So yeah, you'll ban any of these two, and then you will first pick whatever is available. Like if Arunka is available, you pick her. If she's not available, then you can go pick Biblis. If for some reason you left up Scales, you can pick Scales, and if for some reason you left up Nodos, you can also just pick Nodos. It doesn't really matter what your first pick is, as long as you're not dealing with Arunka, because Aria cannot fight Arunka. And then for your second pick, you will almost always pick Nurse Yuha, and then Aria on 3. The only situation where you don't pick Yuha is when they picked Yuha on their 1-2, so you're gonna have to take Salome to clone their Yuha so you can play Aria Superhuman. There's literally no there's literally no reason to pick anything else here. And then, they'll respond with various things, like they could play Free Run 3, they could, I don't know, they could play like Ludwig or something, like, whatever, right? And then if you need to like defend yourself, there's always Ruel. Ruel is the best way to mitigate people trying to run you down. You can pick a Salome so you can clone your Yuha if you want. Or maybe you want mitigation so you don't die to stuff. It just depends. Or maybe the other person is slowing down a lot and you have to debuff them to death. Of course, like you'll pick stuff like Sigrid, Luna, Tenebria, Dien, like these are the premier debuffers right now, mostly Sigrid though. Sigrid in particular is pretty good with Aria because like her S2 has a lot of synergy with Aria dual attacks. Well, yeah, these are your debuff options. And like for some reason, if the other person is trying to murder you and you need like extra damage, you can pick any of these as like RNG counterattack units to like mess with them. It just kind of depends what they play. Like if they go Harsedi, like you can just beat them up with like Bologna, Setsuka and stuff. If they lack survivability, you can just run them down with RB, etc. Nothing crazy. And then and then you can pick your typical counter picks. Like Aram is good against Harsedi too. Like if they're going like high pen units, you can pick Ilanav. If for some reason they have DN, you can go Ivana. If they go blue Ludwig, you can pick Maid Chloe. Like counterattack units, you just pick more, etc., etc. If they threaten you with Amin, of course, like so you can pick stuff like Bunny Dom, and of course, like in the last picks are very flexible. It just comes down to your experience and like identifying what you need to win the draft. So yeah, that is how you play as first pick. So let's contextualize it. Let's simulate a draft. So let's say your first pick, you ban Scales, you ban RNL, and the other person bans Nodos and Scales. This is a very common draft state that you will play like every other game probably. And then of course you're going to first pick Arunka, and of course the enemy will respond with Biblis because Biblis is OP, nothing crazy. And then let's say they take like Salome or something. Sure, let's say they take Salome, and we're just going to go through the flowchart. Our flowchart says we pick Yuha and Aria, so we're gonna do that. Boom, easy. Now what does this guy do? This guy's like, oh Jesus. We need like AoE to deal with this. So we're gonna go play like free run or something, right? We're gonna play free run or something, and then we're gonna, I don't know, we're gonna pick some kind of like support or damage dealer here. Let's go, screw it, let's go free run Ruel, why not? And then yeah, and then you're just gonna close out your draft with like, you know, counter picks, right? Like this draft, like is particularly weak to like debuffers. Like you can go Sigrid, and you're not being particularly threatened, so you can just go like whatever you want. So you can go like Sigrid, and then honestly you can just pick whatever you want. It doesn't it doesn't matter too much. There's a free run solo DPS. Like you can even go Setika if you want. But yeah, something like that. And then like of course they'll respond with maybe let's say they'll respond with like Aria to like threaten to cleave you, and then you just ban Aria, and then yeah, you are good to go. Because like you have Yuha for revive, you have Arunka to like mitigate the free run with Crown of Glory, and then the way this plays is that you just superhuman your Aria, and then you just like punch Biblis, one shot her. And then yeah, you just beat them up because you have superhuman Aria, you have Secret Tempo, and if they do something like ban Yuha, then you have like Secret Setsuka. Like Secret Setsuka is gonna beat this up easily. So yeah, that's usually how a first pick draft is gonna go. Like you ban this, then one of these gets banned, and then your super Aria will just like out tempo this guy, beat him up with superhuman, yada yada. And if you're wondering about what the builds are, I'll have a build video linked as well. So yeah. And then yeah, that's how we play first pick usually. And now let's check out the second pick. So it's pretty much the same thing. We're gonna pre-ban these two. We don't want to fight Nodos, we don't want to fight Scales. They're very, very difficult to play. And then if the other person goes Arunka, do not play this draft. This draft does not work into Arunka. I cannot recommend it. Unless it's like offense frenzy and you can kind of brute force her, I wouldn't recommend it. So yeah, let's imagine they don't pick Arunka. Let's imagine they first pick Biblis, right? Everyone likes Biblis. So they first pick Biblis, we're gonna respond with Arunka and Yuha. But now, if it is offense frenzy, we're going to pick Aria on the 2. Because if we don't pick Aria, they might try to steal Aria. So we're gonna take Aria and make sure if you can't do this if you don't have Salome though. Yeah, we're gonna go Arunka, Aria, and then if they take Yuha, then we just pick Salome in response, right? But if they don't take Yuha, then you can just pick Yuha on the 3, and then another support with that. Because the nice thing about Aria is that you can pretty much solo DPS her without worrying about getting counterpicked too hard. So yeah, that's how the draft is gonna go. And then like your 3 will be Yuha if you had to pick this early, otherwise it's gonna be Aria. And your 4 is going to be some kind of defensive unit. I almost always pick Ruel. Especially if someone's going free run. So yeah. And then it just really depends. Like it's just like any other draft where like you just pick a last pick force ban against the opponent, and it kind of depends on your experience. Like it just depends on what they pick. But let's contextualize this. Let's go through a draft example, of course. So let's clear everything. So let's say we are second pick and we're going to ban We're going to ban Scales, and we're going to ban Nodos. And the other person is going to ban... I don't know. Whatever they want, honestly. Honestly, Skills Notice is a pretty common pre-ban for like both sides, like sure, whatever. And then they're gonna go Biblis because, you know, Biblis is OP. Everyone likes Biblis. And then we're going to respond with Arunka. And let's say it's not offense frenzy, so we don't have to prioritize Aria. We're gonna do this. And then this guy is going to go the very common Salome plus free Ren. He's going to posture to try to cleave you. And what you have to do against free Ren on 3 is that you have to be very defensive. So we're going to go our carry Aria. And the best way to deal with raw damage is by going at Ruel. And now this guy is gonna be like, oh boy, let's try to kill this guy. And then they're gonna do some like some cheeky stuff. They're gonna go Briar, and then they're gonna go, let's say they go like I don't know, Ahmed. If people like going Ahmed or Pyreflan, like yeah, so yeah, let's say they go this, and then we're gonna ban. We'll probably just ban the Bryceria. Like who cares, right? Whatever. And then we'll pick the Bunny Dom to deny the Ahmed and the Salome. We'll ban the Bryceria. They'll ban Bunny Dom. And the way this goes is that they'll kill you, right? They'll kill most of your team, and then you revive Yuha with Ruel, and then Yuha will revive Aria, and then you punch their souls away, and then you kill the free run eventually, and then you win. Because the thing about this draft is that it runs out of souls. Because free run is hitting your Crown of Glory Arunka, and then her souls get punched away by Aria, and then on Aria's second turn she's gonna kill free run, and this team doesn't have a damage dealer anymore. And then Aria is gonna kill Salome so she can't clone your cleansers, and then boom, done. This is a very common draft state. But let's say they do something different. Let's say they go like let's say they go like Ruel. Let's say they go Ruel here or something, right? They go Ruel free Ren, and then you have to this is pretty passive, so you have to like threaten them, right? You have to go like Sigurd or something, and then they're gonna go the same aggressive stuff. And honestly, it is pretty difficult, but usually you have the upper hand though. Because like to deal with this, they have to like, you know, double outspeed you. They have to land everything. They're probably gonna go like, you know, Bryceria, like the exact same thing. But yeah, that's usually how it goes. But the thing is, like, you have a lot of ER, right? Like you have a lot of you have ER on like this one. It's like it's not, and also if you have a normal Arunka, she can survive getting defense broken. So like that is a thing. But yeah, there's a lot of RNG hurdles for like this guy to go through. But yeah, this is usually how you're gonna play. Like if they slow down with this, then you're gonna open with Sigrid, and hopefully they don't cleave you too hard. But if you happen to be scared, you can also just go Setsuka here instead of the Sigrid. It works as well. But yeah, that is how you play a second pick typically. And then like, you know, if they steal your Yuha, then you can go Salome here, and then it's like the same thing, right? You go the Salome here to like to clone the Yuha for your stupid Aria. But yeah, that's usually how the draft is gonna go, and like Aria will carry the draft. So yeah, that is how you play Aria on 3, or Aria carry in general. I don't recommend playing this when Harseti is pre-banned, because You might just straight up get cleaved, and Aria doesn't contribute too much to a cleave, but otherwise it is very, very strong in turn 2 versus turn 2. Although it does struggle against stuff like Celine sometimes. It struggles against like Estelle and RGB Frenzy. If it's not offense frenzy in general, it's a little bit weak to mitigation, but yeah. Otherwise, it's a very, very solid draft. Very, very straightforward. The last picks depend a lot though, but that's just like, you know, it's just like applying your experience. So yeah, that is it for my Aria carry draft. If you need the stats, they'll be in the description. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope it was helpful.